Michael McFaul is someone who is celebrated and still given a tremendous amount of credibility on the left. Oh, Rachel Maddow will have him on to talk Russia, 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 all these different people. And he was really the architect of Obama's Russia policy for a few years and is known as a critic of Putin. And the guys like Stanford, Oxford, Stanford, a stack of fancy degrees. I couldn't even fit them on top of this desk. Also, at some point, I have to wonder, these people that spend so much time in academia, how many years just studying and not doing do you have to do? You're not a neurosurgeon here. Maybe anyway. Lots and lots of books and PhD research and books and okay. And that can be great, maybe, because the idea is that you're supposed to achieve all that wisdom. This is what our elites in the academia and journalism, not journalism, of course. I mean, come on, no one thinks journalists are smart. But they like you to think that if they have a certain kind of resume, even though forget about the fact that Trump went to Wharton, arguably the best business school in the world, certainly in the top 3, that George Bush went to Harvard Business School, arguably the best, those guys don't count, but the degrees and the fancy titles that liberals have, you're supposed to show deference, bend the knee. Okay. McFaul tweeted out last night, and this just ticked me off. This is a former U.S. ambassador to Russia who is treated as a real foreign policy wise elder on the left. Okay, he's treated as somebody he is the diplomatic establishment, if you will. He tweeted out, "I do not support many of Trump's policies, but if Iran killed General Milley or Vice President Pence and then threatened to destroy the Statue of Liberty or the Lincoln Memorial, I would march passionately with Trump supporters to denounce the Islamic Republic of Iran." There's so much stupid in here that I could spend the entire hour trying to just unpack it. He can't be serious. Vice President Pence, is Vice President Pence a uniformed military operating in a theater of hostilities, designated as a terrorist, involved in covert arming and training of globally designated terrorist organizations, and then directing personally the maiming and murdering of U.S. servicemen that he is not at war with, by the way. Iran has not declared war on the United States, has been waging war against us for decades now. It's just been a one-way war. You see, here's the genius of Trump. I'm gonna just put this out there for everybody. Trump doesn't like one-way wars. He doesn't like the one-way trade war with China. He's like, I think enough of this. I think we've suffered enough. I think we as the good guys, just allowing them to get away with all this, we've had enough of that. So he does something about it. And Trump comes in without all the stack of fancy Stanford international relations degrees and says, hold on a second. We've been doing what we've been doing in Iran for decades, really. Sanctions, angry diplomacy, sanctions. But we always are a little hands off. Ooh, we don't want to provoke the Iranians. Meanwhile, the Iranians are provoking us day in and day out. Finger in the eye. What are you going to do about it, America? And let's be serious. What have we really done about it? Well, under the Obama administration, as though we were like an Uber Eats delivery service for cash, we showed up and said, here's billions and billions of dollars. And you can keep your nuclear program, but we need to be able to see what you got so far. You don't have to dismantle it, destroy it, and prove that. You keep it the way it is, and then we'll let you get rich. Keep your terrorism going. Keep your conventional ballistic missile program going. Do whatever you got to do on that stuff. Okay, fine. One-way war with China on trade, Trump says no. One-way war with Iran throughout the Middle East, Trump says, I don't think so. But instead, we have people like, or on the other hand, we have people like Michael McFaul who are telling us that, he's effectively taking the Iranian side of this argument. My friends, this is crazy. I mean, how far removed is this really from saying, well, killing Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, that's really going to destabilize the region, because at least then there was somebody that the Syrians and the Turks could talk to as the leader of ISIS. And I mean, okay, you could say, Buck, well, the Democrats wouldn't do that. Really? Really? You sure about that? I mean, how far removed is this? Qasem Soleimani is different in that he is a known and named and uniformed service member of a military that is part of the axis of evil and the biggest state sponsor of terror in the world. So that gives him a cloak of invincibility? We're not, well, obviously not.